Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about John Wick, the 2014 movie. This is my first time seeing these movies because I didn't even know they was on HBO Max, and HBO Max said they're getting rid of them by February the 1st. And so I've only seen the first one. I need to hurry and watch the other two. Now there are four movies total. The fourth one has not come out yet. I cannot believe how amazing these movies are. The action is great. The car chase is great. The gunslinging is great. The craziest thing about this movie is that on paper it should not work. Nothing in this movie should work, yet somehow it does. Of course, the main star is Keanu Reeves and everything, and it's good to see Keanu back. I still can't believe this came out in 2014. It feels like it just literally came out. I've heard of these movies before, but since I'm not really a go to the movie theater kind of person no more, I skipped them and stuff. I had no idea it was on HBO Max. And so I've always planned on watching them and stuff. At some point in time, I just never knew where they was at, and then I completely forgot about them. Now, the reason why this should never work on paper or screen or whatever is that because one, the plot is extremely simple. Two, it's just a mindless action movie. Three, it's a little quirky here and there. Four, it's a noir movie, and we haven't seen those in a long time. And what number more? Four? Four is a star-studded cast, and normally those do not work. But yet somehow this one does, mainly because all the main stars don't really stay in the movie that long. They just pop in, they pop out, and they pop back in again. It has Keanu Reeves, Ian McShane. It has Bridget Regan. Why did they give her such a tiny role? Because I'm a huge fan of hers. Legend of the Seeker, The Last Ship. Well, what else was she in that I saw? Agent Carter. She would have been great as an assassin spy type person. And then Adriana Palicki, John Leguizamo. I'm trying to think. There's somebody else in here that's really famous, but I can't think of them. Oh, William Dafoe and some other dude and stuff. I don't know the son's name who plays him. But yeah, normally when it's a star-studded cast, it should not work. And normally they flop, but this one here, it doesn't. Probably because, and also it's light on dialogue and stuff. And Kevin Nash is in this too. And so one of the reasons why this movie probably works so well is because it is a simple plot. It's not overly complex, and the action is amazing. I will say it does get a little too bloody at times with the blood splats and stuff. Sometimes that can be kind of hard to watch, especially now with what's going on and all the country and the world and stuff like that. It's just kind of I don't need to see that much. Plus, after I just watched the second season of The Last Ship, and this one dude literally went splat. They used the naval guns on this one dude, and yeah, the dude went splat like a bug, and it just looked like a lot of paint on the back wall. That dude went splat. I don't know if the blood in this is CGI or just squibs and stuff like that. I have no idea. But one of the things I appreciate this movie when they did the action, it's not the same type of action we saw Keanu do in The Matrix. It's a different style of martial arts and everything. One of the things he used in this is gun fu, which is actually weird because it's been done before in other movies and other medium. It was even done in Power Rangers SPD over a decade and a half ago. And so it was the early, what was it? Probably 2003, I think SPD came out in. Man, that was 20 years ago. Holy crap. Man, I feel old. That came out when I was in college and stuff. And so, like, because I've been wondering where, what's his name, Keanu Reeves has been, because I haven't really seen him in anything. Like, I seen him, of course, in the Matrix movie. Because I've been a fan of Keanu since like I think probably 80s or 90s. With the whole I can't remember what the Bill and Ted Excellent Adventures. I've been a fan of his since like Speed and of course the Matrix movie, but I don't watch everything with him. I will say his acting is literally still the same. He's still like a one note like type of style he does, and it's a little slightly monotone at times. You can still hear that California accent. Like he really needs to, like all these years, he needs to improve on his acting. Like it's a whole lot better than what it used to be in the 90s, especially like when he was in that vampire movie and stuff. But like in the first one, when he speaks, which weird, he rarely speaks in the first movie. But when he does, he seems like he hasn't like, acted in a long time. But by the second one, because I saw a little bit of the second one, his acting got a bit more better. But he still sounds like the California dude and everything. I mean, heck, if I can criticize The Rock's acting, I gotta criticize his too, because it is not like he's Patrick Stewart or nothing like that. But like the action was phenomenal. Like like I said before, I really appreciated the fact that he didn't do the same Matrix style type of fighting. And as old as he is, he can still throw down. But sadly, he can't move as fast as he used to, especially when throwing kicks. His kicks are very like slower this time. Hey, I emphasize, I can barely throw kicks now because I'm getting up there in age too. And then if I throw like a really hard kick, my knees are out. Plain and simple as that, which sucks. I used to love kicking and stuff like that. But yeah, this is what happens when you get like older in age. And I believe he does the majority of his stunt work. I believe he does about 90% of it, and he only leaves like the really, really dangerous stuff to like the stunt doubles. But it's like he's so old, and this man is like tumbling and flipping down, and it's like it gotta hurt his back and knees, but he's yet still going at it. The CGI, little CGI that's in there, you can't really tell. So sometimes that makes me wonder, like when he's doing some of his stunts, will they just CGI like his face onto somebody else? Because sometimes you just can't really tell. The like cinematography of it, it has like this weird gloss to it and a shine, and it's almost like you're looking at a comic book, a very shiny comic book and everything, because it's done at night, and it looks amazing and stuff. But it's weird because it's like a lot of these characters, these famous people you see in the movies, you expect them to live and they don't. And one of the interesting things about this movie is that the code they live by, all these assassins. And it's really unique because, there's been a lot of assassin type movies, but for the most part, they've been overly complex, or like the assassin will have like some type of epiphany, or they'll turn like a new leaf and be like super nice or something like that. But here, this dude's just like retired. There's little, like I said before, it shouldn't work on paper. There's little about his backstory. We see the flashbacks of his wife, but like, we don't know much of like the detail. We know he used to be an assassin, but he is now retired, and everybody seems to know him. Every time he interacts with people, it's like this weird quirkiness to where like, they know him or the situation, and like the cleaning dudes. I expect they were supposed to be like, there to help him like kill people, but no, they just there to clean up. And it's the way it's shot and the way it's filmed and the little quirkiness that makes it so perfect. And so like basically he, like I said before, he is retired. He's like at a gas station, and at random he sees some people who happen to be our bad guys. And then like they want his car, he won't give it to them. But then they end up like breaking into his place, killing his puppy, and then taking his car, which leads him on like this revenge mission. And it's kind of like a Kill Bill type situation. This is what this movie reminds me of, but without the whole Quentin Tarantino like flair to the movie. And so he just goes from one lead to another, taking out bad guys, and he takes them out with a bloody fashion. And so like I said before, he's interacting with all these characters, and I was so surprised to see like Adriana Palicki's character turn on him. But that's the way of their code. You know, you're hired for a hit and you have to take that person out. Of course, you know, he takes out like the main bad guy, which pisses off like, you know, his father. But what the heck, man? The father literally ratted his son out just so he wouldn't have to get killed. So then he gets pissed that John took his son out. But dude, you ratted your son out. So of course they all get taken out. He gets a new dog and everything, which sets up the events of the next movie where he's there to get like, you know, his car back from the brother of like the main bad guy. Weird. Like I said, it shouldn't work on paper, but yet somehow it works on screen. And so I really enjoyed this movie, and it sucks that HBO Max is gonna take it down in just like a day or two. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.